favorite day of the week because we get a visit from this guy, KRDO News Channel 13's Dr. John Torres. Dr. John, good to have you here.
And this is one of my 7 favorite days of the week.
Yes.
So.
Jeez.
This is your favorite time, Tuesdays at about 4:48.
Just joking.
The
It's my
favorite time
day.
of the week, right?
It is.
No pressure. Yeah. Well, first off, we're talking about today, yogurt really seems to be kind of a superfood.
And yogurt's kind of being a new big thing. It's kind of like the vitamins we talk about and different coffee every now and then. Well, yogurt's a new big thing right now. Earlier this month, yogurt was found to lower depression. It's also been credited with lowering blood pressure and protecting pregnant women and children against heavy metal poisoning. But here's how the diabetes claim came to be. Now, researchers at the Harvard School of Public Health looked at 3 different studies, and the 200,000 participants that were involved in those studies, it showed about 18% reduction in diabetes risk for people that actually ate yogurt. Now, researchers found no reduction at all when compared to consumption of other types of dairy products. So why specifically yogurt and why type 2 diabetes? Well, no one seems to know the answer. One hypothesis is that the probiotics in yogurt could help improve insulin sensitivity and also reduce inflammation in the body. Or people who eat yogurt could end up just living healthier lives in general. So again, the researchers don't really know why this might be a link, but the fact is, it is a link. Yogurt tastes great, so go for it. You know, some things you can also do to maintain a healthy lifestyle, be active, eat a lot of fiber. Those can lower your risk of type 2 diabetes as well. But if you can throw yogurt in there.
Oh. So
I
when
like
talking
yogurt.
about yogurt, are we talking about any kind of yogurt? Is there a yogurt, specifically?
Well, most yogurts have probiotics in them. Yogurts do have probiotics in them, and so that's what they think might be happening. So according to the study, it seems like any kind of yogurt could be causing it. So
What about for children who have diabetes? How do you get? I mean, some kids don't like it.
And this is type 2 diabetes. This is not the what they used to call juvenile
okay.
diabetes, which is type 1 diabetes, and so that's a different story.
Okay.
But type 2 diabetes is, as we get older, we tend to get it. If you get overweight, you might get that. If you get metabolic syndrome, those types of things.
Yeah. Well, Dr. John, peanut allergies can be pretty severe for adults and children alike. But there's a way now that you can maybe avoid that allergy altogether?
Yeah, this is one of those things. This is big news because children who are introduced to peanuts at a younger age are also less likely to be allergic to them. Researchers examined infants who already had eczema or egg allergies. They typically have peanut allergies. Children in one country were actually fed peanut-type substances, and those in another country were not. The peanut eaters were 80% less likely to develop an allergy to peanuts by the age of 5. Now, peanuts are one of the most common food allergens here in the U.S. and worldwide, and they can be severe. So don't start feeding your child peanuts yet without talking to your doctor first. And one big caveat here is, it's peanut substances. Below the age of 4, you don't want to feed them peanuts. They can choke on them. But what they found out in a study is 4-month-old to 11 months old, when they were introduced to peanut substances, peanut butter or peanut in their baby food, they were 80% less likely to develop peanut allergies.
Wow.
And there are those kids that can outgrow that peanut allergy.
There are kids that can outgrow the peanut allergy. One big caution: if child has eczema, if child has egg allergies, or if there's peanut allergies in the family, talk to your doctor first. Don't just do this on your own.
It's nerve-wracking for parents who have children who have peanut allergies. I mean, you can't even have it in the house.
Right,
Even the dust can
it can be very, very severe. So again, you have to be very careful with this.
All right, well, now to something we can all relate to. A lot of us not getting enough sleep. Seems to be a problem, since the beginning of time.
Right, and the problem is so bad right now, the CDC is actually calling it a sleep health epidemic. And teenagers in this case are mostly the ones getting the short end of that sleep stick. Columbia University research showed that over a 21-year period, teenagers ended up getting about 7 hours of sleep when they should be getting at least 9. But even adults are skipping sleep. Now, while sleep requirements do vary from person to person, most healthy adults need between 7.5 to 9 hours of sleep per night in order to function at their best. Well, what happens if you don't get enough sleep? It can cause you to eat more. It can shrink your brain a little bit. Sleep deprivation is also linked to type 2 diabetes, which we talked about earlier. And if you haven't gotten enough rest, you could also have a slow reaction time, which of course isn't good for things like driving, especially in the snow and the ice. And you could actually develop false memories. And one thing about kids and sleeping in particular is they found out that sleeping issues, if they don't sleep, kids can develop more pimples. So for teenagers, something to think about. And so, if getting sleep isn't something you want to do, you can adjust nighttime routines, go to bed the same time every single night, find a way to wind down and relax before going to bed. Those things can help what we call sleep hygiene.
So to reiterate, 9 hours for teenagers, for adults, 7 to 9?
7.5 to 9. Most of us get 7 to 8.
Why are some people able to to live and function well with 6-7 hours, and others need 8 or 9.
And everyone's a little different.
Yeah.
But even the ones that think they can function well at 6 hours aren't functioning well overall. They'd function better if they got 7 to 9. But some people only need 7. That's why there's a big gap there. Some people need 9.
Yeah.
And it's just different personalities and how we handle ourselves.
Yeah, we've talked about this before of getting teens to put down the cell phone too, and kind of keeping that away from bedtime.
And that's one of the things I think is happening over the last few years, and why those hours are reducing is social media, internet type activities, and a lot of pressure in high school right now. So
That fear of missing something on Twitter.
Exactly.
And that's a sincere
it is. It's a
fear
big fear
for
for them.
teenagers.
Keeps you up at night, right?
Not me, but I know for some teenagers, they may miss the tweet of the year.
But I thought the interesting finding was if lack of sleep can cause pimples in teenagers.
Yeah, that
So
is interesting. It
that
might
doesn't scare them.
It might encourage them
That'll
to
get
go
them
to
to
sleep
sleep,
a little
right?
earlier.
Right. Thank you so much.